Welcome. Dr. Chooks explains academic research writings, entrepreneurship and innovations, cooperative business enterprises, creativity and marketing, and topical academic subjects. Listen as Dr. Chooks explains today's concepts.
Okay, welcome to today's session. We will be discussing entrepreneurship culture. All right. So, as a way of introduction, every activity is carried out by human beings is surrounded by certain cultural values and ethics, which depicts the behavior of certain group of people or a people. You can easily guess the tribe or ethnic group a particular person is from through his or her cultural behavior. These cultural values are also extended to different professions. Every profession has its culture. All right. You see the accountants, they're diligent with figures. You see the engineers, they are meticulous with engineering things. This is not different from how the entrepreneurs behave too. So in today's session, you will be learning about the different cultural values and the behavior of an entrepreneur. Culture is a hot slogan among corporate and entrepreneurial companies alike. It's what people or everyone is striving for. What brings on the loyalty in an organization? What attracts and keeps the really remarkable employees attached to an organization? The term applies to individuals, teams, and entire organizational culture. All right. So culture refers to attributes or attitudes and values, which in the case of entrepreneurship may be linked with autonomy, creativity, and sense of responsibilities, which we can also call soft skills, and so on. It also refers to entrepreneurial knowledge and skills and management competencies which have to be acquired. This we call hard skills. The hard aspect of culture applies to entrepreneurship because without them, an entrepreneurial culture can or would not develop into a tangible act. The argument on traditionalistic culture and entrepreneurship is based on 2 points. First, traditional societies provide more social support, helping entrepreneurs manage the insecurities and uncertainties of business, especially in low and medium GDP countries where institutional support is underdeveloped. In contrast, high GDP countries, like we said, the wealthy countries, offer more alternative avenues for survival, reducing the reliance on cultural support system. The second is in societies with high power distance. Entrepreneurship may be the only way for low status individuals to escape their predefined roles. This is evident in countries like China and India, where entrepreneurship allows marginalized individuals to rise above their societal status. The theory also compares traditionalistic and modernistic cultures using Hesberg's motivation hygiene theory. Traditional cultures act as hygiene factors, supporting basic entrepreneurial action or entrepreneurial activities, while modern cultures motivate high quality entrepreneurship, fostering innovation and growth. High GDP countries, with their rich environments, are more suited for growth oriented and innovation driven entrepreneurship. Now, let's talk about cultural dimensions which may influence entrepreneurship across different societies. Let's go further and explore the cultural dimensions group, like in-group collectivism, humane orientation, power distance, performance orientation, future orientation, and uncertainty avoidance, which may influence entrepreneurship across different societies. Let's take them one after the other so that we can understand them well. Now we have collectivism versus individualism. Let's explain this. In group collectivism measures the level of pride, loyalty, and cohesiveness individuals express within their families and groups. Societies with high in group collectivism emphasizes strong personal relationships, such as in China or in Korea, in some groups which are in contrast with relying on institutional support. While in group collectivism is often seen as negatively related to entrepreneurship due to its focus on group goals and the individualistic nature of entrepreneurship, there are opposing views. Some have argued that collectivism provides valuable social support and resources for entrepreneurs, especially in low and medium GDP countries, where families and community help can mitigate risk and provide social security if businesses fail. In high GDP countries where alternative resources are available, this social support is less critical. Moreover, collectivism can foster commitment and reduce the uncertainties involved in entrepreneurship. Some authors have proceeded. Now, humane orientation. Humane orientation refers to the degree to which societies value and reward fairness, altruism, friendliness, generosity, and kindness. In societies with high humane orientation, individuals are supported materially, financially, and socially within their close circles. And there is a strong sense of compassion and conformity within the community. Now, this orientation can aid entrepreneurship by providing social security and resources in cases of failure, allowing entrepreneurs to feel supported and secure when starting and developing their businesses. Additionally, in such cultures, failure is not stigmatized, and people who fail may be encouraged to try again, reducing the fear of failure, which often prevents people from pursuing entrepreneurship. Now, the positive impact of humane orientation on entrepreneurship is expected to be stronger in low and medium GDP countries, where the consequences of failure are more severe due to lack of welfare systems compared to high GDP countries. Now, let's talk about power distance. What does it mean? Power distance refers to the extent to which members of a society expect and accept unequal power distribution. In high power distance societies, social mobility is limited and social status is tied to established power relationship rather than merit, making it harder for individuals to challenge the status quo. So entrepreneurial activity is typically low in high power distance countries as these societies resist new initiative and innovation, and an unequal distribution of resources makes it difficult for entrepreneurs from lower countries or lower power groups to access necessary skills, information, and opportunities. However, power distance can also drive entrepreneurial behavior as individuals may turn to entrepreneurship to achieve independence and improve their power position. Now, the next is performance orientation. Performance orientation refers to the degree to which a society encourages and rewards improvement and excellence. This aligns with McClelland's achievement motives. Entrepreneurs driven by challenging goals and the desire to rewards are more likely to thrive in societies with high performance orientation, leading to increased entrepreneurial activities, especially in high growth and innovation driven ventures. In high GDP countries, abundant resources make it easy for entrepreneurs to achieve their goals or achieve these goals. While in low and medium GDP countries, resources or resource scarcity presents more challenges. Now, performance orientation is positively linked to high quality entrepreneurship with a stronger effect in high GDP countries. The next concept is masculinity versus femininity. Now, the word masculinity is related to males and femininity relates to females. Now, masculinity dimension reflects gender roles and the disparity between men's and women's values in a society. Now, in feminine societies, both men and women share self-effacing, group-oriented morals, while in masculine societies, women exhibit some degree of assertiveness, but not to the same extent as men. So, in such societies where we can term as more masculine, you'll find out that they are more assertive and aggressive in going for opportunities. Now, the next concept is future orientation. Future orientation refers to how individuals in a society engage in behaviors like planning, investing in the future, and delaying gratification. All right. So, countries with high future orientation focus on anticipating potential opportunities and planning for future goals, which fosters high quality entrepreneurial activities. However, it can also be tied to uncertainty avoidance, where certain concerns about future problems may hinder entrepreneurial actions. For high growth and innovation oriented entrepreneurship, future orientation alone is insufficient. A stable environment is also necessary for success. Then the next concept is uncertainty avoidance. Uncertainty is central to entrepreneurship, as entrepreneurs must recognize and manage risk while exploiting opportunities. In high uncertainty avoidant cultures, people resist unpredictabilities by adhering to social norms, rituals, and bureaucratic practices, which may hinder entrepreneurial activities. However, in some contexts, such as in countries like Japan, Germany, and so on, high uncertainty avoidance can foster long term planning, reduce business risk, and support product and service quality improvements, thus benefiting high quality entrepreneurship. While uncertainty avoidance may limit early stage entrepreneurship, it can enhance business growth and innovation, especially in high GDP countries. So you see, it's neither here nor there, depending on where you find yourself. Now, entrepreneurial culture. Now, the concept of entrepreneurial culture, let's bring the culture now to the domain of entrepreneurs. Culture can be defined as the mix of norms, values, and beliefs that are shared by a particular community, be it a business community, a cultural community, or an ethnic community, a country, or a geographical region. And of course, we have defined culture in our early school years as culture as the totality of the way of life of a people. So when we link it to a community, we can now say it is the way of life of that community. Okay, so now we can actually say entrepreneurial culture refers to an organizational culture that embodies entrepreneurial traits such as risk taking, innovation, and creativity. This culture is linked to positive outcomes, including the generation of new businesses and enhanced firm performance. Okay, cultural values. What does it really say? Now, LinkedIn describes values as a predisposition to act in a certain way. Values is a predisposition to act in a certain way. Cultural attitudes. What does this mean? Authors have said entrepreneurial culture is favored by the following set of attitudes. The first is business activities are valued. Are you seeing it? Two, individuals and collective initiative are highly rated. Number three, determination and perseverance are desirable qualities. Number four, an equilibrium between security and risk is accepted. And then number five, the tension between stability and change is resolved. So therefore, in a society favoring entrepreneurship, entrepreneurs are role models who are not only acceptable but desirable. All right, let's enlist the elements of entrepreneurship culture. The first element is one, people and empowerment focused. Two, value creation through on innovation and change. Number three, attention to the basics. Number four, hands on management. Number five, doing the right thing. Number six, freedom to grow and to fail. Number seven, commitment and personal responsibility. Number eight, emphasis on the future and a sense of urgency. What are the components of culture? One, values. Two, rule of conduct. Three, vocabulary. Every culture should have, like we said, number one, values. These are the components of culture. Number two, rules of conduct. Every culture should have a vocabulary. That's number three. And number four, a method of doing something, methodology. Number five, rituals that they perform occasionally. And number six, myth and stories to tell concerning their existence and way of life. Now, avenues to root entrepreneurial culture in a society. How do you do that? According to Forthing, entrepreneurial cultures can be rooted in a society through four main avenues. The first is through the family structure, through the family system. Of course, once a man is business inclined, the mother is business inclined, the father is business inclined, the wife is business inclined. Of course, the offspring from such an environment will tend and gravitate towards doing business. So you see, if they are entrepreneurial as well, the offsprings will tend towards being entrepreneurial because they pick up these qualities, they learn day to day from their family. Number two, education is another way through which entrepreneurial culture can be rooted in a society. Entrepreneurial culture can be taught, and education can be the vehicle. Number three, existing business organizations. Existing business can aid the rooting of entrepreneurial culture in a community or a society. Number four, local and international authorities and leaders. They can influence entrepreneurial cultures rooting in a society. Then let's talk about the difficulties faced by or faced in establishing an entrepreneurial culture. The first difficulty there is ignorance, where people fail to capture the important role of entrepreneurship, for instance, in poverty alleviation. Ignorance plays a great role in this regard. They tend to even jeopardize efforts being made to through entrepreneurship to alleviate poverty, and it can be a difficult one. Number two, laziness. Laziness can be another difficult thing or a trigger that makes it hard for the establishment of entrepreneurial culture. For example, in a community who have gotten used to being assisted, they can't take the initiative for themselves and they cannot be entrepreneurial. Number three, fear. Fear. Fear is another factor that makes it difficult to establish entrepreneurial culture. It makes a people risk averse. And then number four, religious or cultural constraints. Communities or societies where businesses and profit making are perceived as being against the culture or religion of the people or religious values of the people can always and will always make the entrenchment of cultural or establishment of entrepreneurial culture in the people difficult. So, in conclusion, today, culture plays a crucial role in entrepreneurial ventures as it institutionalizes the values of its founders. It helps socialize new employees by guiding them on how to interact with customers, relate with one another, perform their task, and ultimately succeed within the business environment. All right. Thank you for listening. See you in my next session.
Hey, have you seen my other videos? Do well to check it out. Thank you.